Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about the comparison of all the route events that we have learned so far. So if you remember or if you are following the series, you know that we have covered all the router event with their example, individual explanation, and so far we have covered almost everything related to router lifecycle and events. Okay. But I think some of you might get confused after learning all those different type of event. So just to make it easy for you, like in this session, we will conclude the lifecycle event series by comparison. Okay, so here what I'll do, I'll explain you out all these information, like what are the events, how it works, so that if you are preparing for any interview, it will help you there to understand the concept. So this session will help you to understand the concept and also to answer the question during the interview. Okay, so how we will go, like firstly I'll explain you the comparison. Like here you can see I have noted down the events with their description. So one by one we will recall all those events with their purpose, and we will see like what are the scenarios when these events are invoked or triggered. Okay, but before we proceed further with all of this, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on the events and description. Okay, alright, so I think now we are good to start the session. Here firstly, like I have put the main heading, that is Angular 19 course by Sharmit, and post that we have this heading that shows router lifecycle events. Okay, so this is the router lifecycle events. Here in the left corner, in the left column, I have noted down all the events that we have learned with some example in previous sessions, and in the right column I have noted down the description. Okay, so now let's go one by one and try to understand what are the scenarios or circumstances when these events are invoked. So first event is NavigationStart. So as its name suggests, this event will occur when the navigation begins and contains the requested URL. Okay, so as its name goes, like it will occur only when the navigation begins. Okay, so we all know that triggers are something that gives us signal of a particular phase in the route navigation. Okay, we are talking about the route lifecycle events. So these are the signals that are generated by these events. So according to these events, signals, like we can add some custom logic, maybe some alert box or something like that. Okay, which we discussed with example also, right, in the last session. So here we can clearly see that NavigationStart occurs when navigation begins and contains the requested URL. Okay, so when it contains the requested URL, in that case it will begin. Second event is route recognized. Route recognized. So it occurs after the router determine which route matches the URL. Okay, so this particular event, which is route recognized, occur after the router determine which route matches the URL. So when it identified, okay, this is the URL which is matched by the this is the matched URL that we are going to process, then in that case it will be invoked or triggered. And also it contains the route state information. Okay, so whatever state information we have of route will be stored in this route recognized. Clear? So we discussed two events, one is NavigationStart and another one is route recognized, where NavigationStart occurs when the navigation begins and contains the requested URL, and route recognized occur when the router determines which route matches the URL completely, and also it contains the route state information. Clear? Fine. Now we will move to the third one, which is guard check start. So with its name, it's clear that here we are going to talk about the router guard also. So this event is related to router guard. So this route check start begins when the route guard phase Okay, so it actually begins the route guard phase. So whenever the route guard phase initiated or started, at that time this event will be triggered. the router evaluates, in this case the router evaluates route guard like can activate or can deactivate. Okay, so basically it started evaluating the route guard, that is can activate or can deactivate. So this all information comes in guard check start route guard event. Okay, opposite to this we have another one which is guard check end. Guard check end, so this signals completion of the guard evaluation. So now I think with name it's quite clear to you. Then when we are talking about the start, so it begins the phase of route guard evaluation, and when we talk about guard check end GCE, then in that case it signals completion of the guard evaluation. Okay, it also contains the result like whether it is allowed or denied. So these results are also stored in this these results are also there in this particular case. Okay, then we have resolve start. Resolve start begins the data resolution phase. Route resolver start fetching data. Okay, so it begins, and when we talk about the resolve or resolver, so resolver is mainly used to provide the data to the component before it loads. So again, like to use this or to trigger this event, we are supposed to create one resolver file, and in that resolver file we will return some data and accordingly it will act. Okay, so we discussed that thing right in the example where we utilized it. So you can clearly say that yes, resolve start begins the data resolution phase. Route resolve start fetching data. Opposite to this we have resolve end, where data resolution complete, all required data become available. So in this case all the required data will become the available and data resolution phase get completed. Okay, then we have next that is navigation end. So yeah, this is the final event when the navigation completed successfully and the router update the URL. Okay, so whenever router update the URL, it will automatically like this is the final event when the navigation completed successfully and the router update the URL. So this comes under a navigation end. Then we have navigation skipped. Again, this is very important event, and this can be useful when you are trying to navigate to the same URL again. Okay, so in that case what will happen, if you are, suppose you are on a about route and you are again clicking on one link that is that is taking again you to the about route. So in that case it will occur when, and it will skip the navigation. So you can simply read that this it occurs when the router skip navigation, example same URL navigation. So I just explain you the same, right? When you are trying to navigate to the same URL, then in that case it will trigger this event and it will skip the navigation. Then we have remaining two events are related to the error events. So but we will also go through it because these are also important. So here again left column is for the event and the right one is for the description. Let me correct it. Yeah, so here we can clearly say that navigation cancel, so it occurs when the router cancels the navigation. Okay, so due to any reason if router cancels the navigation, which is often due to a guard returning false value, then in that case this type of event is considered as navigation cancel. Okay, in a similar way, if navigation fails due to any particular error, so there are two things, one where we are cancelling it, and another one where navigation fails due to some error. So navigation error occurs when navigation fail, and it could be due to the invalid routes or resolver error. Okay, so these are the all router event lifecycle event with along with their description. So I think this part is clear to all of you. Still, if you have any question or maybe have any queries or suggestion related to maybe this session or any particular session, you can simply reach out to me through the comment section and we will try our best to figure out the solution for that. Okay, and also by this session we have covered all the router event with their description and examples also. So now you can start practicing it, and from the next session we will start with a new topic where we will pick another topic series and we'll we'll continue with there. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.